Hello and welcome to BonkTable. I'm Mast, and today I have my wonderful guest, Nick from Germany. Say hello, Nick.
I am.
How are you today?
I am perfectly fine. How about you?
I'm doing very well. For the wonderful listener who is tuning in to listen to this amazing podcast with Nick, Nick is one of the German representatives who was at Chios this year. Things to tell you about Nick is that he is 6'11", what I think is bigger than a xenomorph. And if you ever get into a xenomorph's costume and chase me, around at Chios, if we end up at next year, I'm done. You win. I don't give a fuck. That is one of the most terrifying things that could ever happen in my life. I'll just give you the win. I don't care at that point.
Okay, good. I know how to get a free win next year.
Yeah, so you're good. Oh my god. We met at the airport. I found it funny because we were like texting. We joined some a WhatsApp app, and then we were texting, and it was like, yeah, I'm the guy in the orange shirt. You like turned around and got up. I'm like, oh, I think that's him.
Yeah. I think I also saw. I think his name was Emanuele at the airport as well, but I wasn't sure if it was him, and it was like this awkward. Do I say hello or do I just like pretend I didn't see him? I'm not sure if it's actually him.
Well, the thing
we met at the airport.
Yeah. Well, the thing was like you don't know who anyone is, so you don't want to be weird just walking up to strangers and be like, "Hey, I'm Mass from Conquest. Nice to meet you." And then you like push your glasses further back, and they're like, "Who is this strange man?"
Yeah. Because just before that, I also saw a guy where I figured, hey, he looks like he could go to the tournament. He looks like he could be one of the guys, and turns out he wasn't. So I'm glad I didn't talk to him.
You're just picking up random people. Yeah, going to the server, right?
I was like, do I approach him now? And then like 3 other people came to him, and I figured, no, it's probably no. The other people don't look like they're associated with this hobby, and the luggage doesn't look appropriate. So, yeah.
I always find it funny. Like I tell the story of when I went to my first Adepticon, and everyone knew what my voice sounded like, but I had no idea who anyone was or what their voice sounded like, or what their human name was and what their Discord name was. So it was like very weird when people started approaching me, and I was like, "Oh, hi." They're like, "Are you Mass from BonkTable?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Who are you?" "Oh, I'm John." I'm like, "Nice to meet you, John. Who are you?" I don't think you go by John on the Discord.
Yeah, I have I've met all these wonderful people at Chios now, and all these people who I probably know their online presence, but I have for half of the people I have no fucking clue what their online name is. So it was nice meeting you. I'm sorry. I will probably never recognize you again online.
just use their human name.
Yeah.
So let's get to know a little bit more of you. So Nick, how did you get into wargaming? Did you start with Magic? Did you start with D&D? Did someone show you Warhammer and you're like, wow, I love Wood Elves? Or how'd that start?
The first real tabletop wargame that I played was actually Conquest. I started 4 years ago. I wanted to get into the hobby before that, but never really caught on with me. I had I think some Zinj leftovers for Age of Sigmar back then, but never played. And then a few people at our store started playing Conquest, and I figured, hey man, it looks cool. It's huge, has fuck tons of miniatures, and I like having an actual army and an actual real battle, not just a skirmish. And because everybody's starting out now, nobody has a clue what they're doing. So that looks like the perfect opportunity to also get into the game without having my ass kicked every single round by people who has 500 games played. And yeah, that was the first tabletop I've played and how I got into the hobby.
Nice. Have you played any other miniature wargames since, or is it mostly just Conquest?
I keep thinking about getting into Age of Sigmar and Middle-earth, the Lord of the Rings one, because they're also fairly present at our club. But other than every now and then somebody brings some Wings of Glory to the club meeting, and then I play a bit of Wings of Glory there. But otherwise, I just Conquest, there's like enough stuff, and I have 3 armies here that that none of them get enough love. So I'm always busy with Conquest, so I never really have the time to get into the other stuff.
All right. Well, that gets to my next question then. So you have 3 armies. What faction did you start with, and how did you move across to the other ones?
I started with Spires back then. Because I was back then, I like having a local meta where there's like tons of different factions, and there was no Spires player in town back then. So that was one of the things that that got me interested in the faction, and then I started digging more into it. Looked up how they play and how the miniatures are, and kind of like the crazy scientist playstyle. So that's how I started, and then a year later, Old Dominion got released, and I really dig their style. So I love that. And I started playing Old Dominion, and that was like the main 2 factions for a while. Kept bouncing back and forth between Old Dominion and Spires. In the past years, more Spires. And then after not playing Old Dominion for a while and not really being happy with the way Spires play at the moment, because I've just gotten bored of it, I played Old Dominion at a tournament and figured, hey, it kind of plays the same way. It feels the same way it always does with Old Dominion, and I'm also getting bored of that. So, yeah, I wanted to wait with the 3rd faction until Weavers got released, and Euroni just got released at that point. So I figured, yeah, it's gonna take a while before Weavers release. Bought into Euroni, and like 2 weeks later, Weavers got released or got announced. So I'm sticking with Euroni for now. Maybe I'll start Weavers as a 4th faction. But yeah, that's how I started with Euroni as well.
Nice. So as you were playing Spires, this gets into like the German community and meta. I know a bit more of the names of the Germans. Like you got Redbeard, you got Hannah, you got Uzi or Uzel. You have yourself and I believe Tim. Like you have like I know some of your guys' names. I've interacted with you guys on the Discord and so on. But how does the German like meta? How's your community locally or in like all of Germany?
It's so far I've not had a single game where I didn't get along with my opponent. So it's really just really friendly and laid back, where people figure, hey, yeah, if you like make a small mistake or something, you forgot to announce your supremacy, so what? We'll just let it count anyway. So it's really there are a few people who like really challenge you, but even then, it's still a very friendly tone, and a tone where you think, or it doesn't feel like the people take the game too seriously. It's a hobby, and it's supposed to be a hobby for everyone, and the fun is always first, or the most important thing for the people. Otherwise, it's like a really mixed bag between more competitive players and more casual players. Some of the more casual players tend to go to fewer tournaments. But like at most tournaments, we have, of course, Hananino Tiade or Uzil. They drive to pretty much every tournament, everywhere, all the time.
You don't go.
And
with
then you
them?
also have.
You're a high end competitive player now, man. You went to Chios. You got to keep it going.
Yeah, it depends. When I have time, I usually try to go to every tournament that I can, even if it's like for the Americans, it doesn't sound like much, but for Germans, it's like, what, you're driving like 8 hours for this one tournament, or like 5 hours and staying at a hotel? That's not that common for German players. So I try to get into every tournament that I can, but unfortunately, there's university studies and work and other stuff that I have to take care of, so it doesn't always work.
No, I'm glad, man. I'm glad you're also traveling around. Do you mainly do your tournaments and your like tournament scene in Germany, or do you ever travel outside of Germany to attend events?
We are getting more into tournaments outside of Germany. Last year in November, we went to Prague.
Oh yeah.
And last weekend, I think the community from Bremen, went to. Can't remember right now where they went to. They went to another tournament, and we wanted to go to Malmö as well in Sweden. Unfortunately, Malmö got cancelled for the other tournament. I was busy helping somebody move. But we are trying to get more into the international scene.
Oh, I'm really glad. Like when I got introduced to you and Tim, you guys are super friendly, super welcoming, and I'm glad to hear that also happens with your local scene and like greater scene for your community in Germany. Like that's it's really inviting, and so I'm
Yeah,
glad that people can kind of come in, have a game, no matter if it's like people who are more casual or people who are more competitive. It's more laid back, so it's just nice to have a good game.
yeah. I think that's also like one of the advantages of Conquest being a more niche hobby within the tabletop scene. Because I mean, you hear more horror stories about like Warhammer players taking stuff too seriously. At least that's the things that I hear every now and then in Germany. But so far, like the Conquest scene has been nothing but welcoming, and it's just really laid back.
Yeah, it's actually quite enjoyable. Um, yeah, good thing Conquest hasn't had like a weighted dice like scandal yet or anything. We're gonna find them in the toilet, and be like, oh yeah, there they are.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's like one of the funniest things ever that happened a couple years ago. But no, that's great to hear. So, who your own personal local scene? Are you near a lot of players? Do you have like I don't know, like 16 people? Do you guys run more events locally, or do you guys travel more for events?
We like the town that I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
Lübeck. I run like 3 or 4 tournaments a year.
Okay, that's pretty
Um,
good.
but to the other tournament, like we also travel a lot. Unfortunately, due to some unfortunate circumstances, our like really local scene has they a lot of people quit playing. Some of them because they had like their second child. Other people just moved away. So just yeah, unfortunate circumstances. So we're not too many players here right now anymore. But we have like Hamburg an hour away. So um, their community, of course, also goes to our tournaments regularly. We go to their tournaments, and then we also have like the Bremer community. So Hanna, Nino, Tjade, and Naut, of course, as well. Tim. Um, they're I think like 3 hours away, so we always go to their tournaments as well.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Nice. So I'm really glad to hear that you guys kind of have like your local scene and then your extended local scenes where it's not much of a drive to attend tournaments and get like a ton of people in one spot to play. Um,
Yeah, and I mean, I also have like a move planned where I'm then just like half an hour away from the others, so that just concentrates it even more.
Perfect. See, it's all coming together. My next question for you though is one of the big differences I know between like American or North America and Europe for where they play. North America tends to be game stores instead of like let's say people's homes or at clubs, while
Mhm.
Europe tends to play at like clubs instead of game stores. Is that do you play at more clubs or do you play more game stores at in Germany?
I think it's the sample size that I have in mind right now isn't like too tall or too large to really have a definite answer to that because it's been really mixed so far. The town that I lived in when I first started playing Conquest, we always played at our local store. We didn't have a club; we just played at the store. We also had like a second location a while later, but that was like really shortly before I moved out. And now here in Lübeck, we play at our clubs places or the restaurants that we have a cooperation with. And other than that, like the tournaments are it's always a mixed bag. Some are at clubs. I think it's almost 50-50. So
Okay, yeah, because that's one of like the big differences as I hear about wargaming communities across the world is that Europe tends to go towards more club focus because they just kind of like you pay a membership to use the space on certain days or like whatever game is being played that day. While in North America, because there tends to be more space because of the more land, uh, the game stores have like a gaming room, and depending on the size of the store, they usually will have like a bigger gaming room to accommodate more players.
Yeah. Yeah, we tend to also have, or most stores also have like gaming rooms. Some are like a hybrid thing where they're a store but also a club. And
okay.
When you're like a club member, you can access the gaming room 24/7. But yeah, it's usually a mixed bag.
That's really interesting. I wonder if there's like a keypad and you get a code and you can like punch it in at midnight.
I think you have like a transponder or something.
Oh, cool. That's really different. So let's talk about your year leading up to Heos. How was your season? Like, what kind of events did you attend to get enough world points to go to Heos? What was like the big first major tournament you played in this last season?
I think the first big one was Prague.
Okay.
I don't remember how many people we were back then, but like the Polish people were of course also there because it's fairly close for them as well. So that was the first thing that got me a few points, and then just try to grab almost every tournament we had in Germany. We had like one in February that was fairly large for our circumstances. I think we had like 32 players. I'm not entirely
That's
certain.
a really good number. 32? That's
Yeah,
that's a good amount of players.
it was something between like upper 20s, lower 30s. I don't quite remember right now. And I scored second place there. It was unfortunately only like a 1-day tournament, so we just played 3 rounds.
Oh, okay.
And
But also,
3 people.
congratulations.
Thank you. 3 people went 3-0 there, and my SOS was not good enough for the first place. I think that went to Tim actually. And yeah, so those Prague and that tournament in Duisburg were like the 2 big ones, and then also like a few 20-player tournaments and just like everything that I could attend.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear. Good job, man. Um, was there any difficulty? Like, was there any points along that journey where you're like, this is not working out too well? Like, did you have any troubles? Was there any hiccups? Anything like that as you kind of played your Conquest career?
There was a 2-day tournament. I think it still counted for the last season. That I couldn't attend, and I was a bit bummed out because like it was the first real 2-day tournament in Germany. So I was of course a bit bummed out because I had a lot of time before that and a lot of time after that, and then it's like the one weekend where I had something else planned that I couldn't cancel.
Okay,
And
that sucks.
otherwise, I didn't actually plan on going to Chios, or well, not plan, but I didn't play or attend the tournaments with Chios in mind. I was When the season was nearing its end, I figured, or I looked at the leaderboards and I saw, oh wait, I'm at 3rd place again. I'm fairly certain Hannah and Nino don't want to go, so yeah, huh?
So,
Do I want to go? Yeah, I wouldn't miss it.
would you? Okay, so now that you've gone, would you go again?
Yes, definitely. I was a
So,
bit nervous before because, sorry,
no,
I'll
go
let
go
you
ahead.
talk first.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was a bit nervous in before because when we went to the tournament in Prague, I noticed that I enjoyed it considerably less than the tournaments in Germany, because of course there was a bit of a language barrier going on, and also the whole vibe was a bit more sweaty than what I'm used to, a bit more tryhardy. Nothing wrong with that, just like not what I was used to and what I usually enjoy. So I figured, yeah, World Championship, and maybe people are going to start taking it more seriously and everything. So I was a bit worried in before, and then I arrived and just like meet people you immediately feel like your friends, and just incredibly welcoming across the board. So I will definitely go again if I have the chance to.
No, I hope you do go again. I think it was Hannah's and Yuno's loss for not taking their spots for first and second.
Yeah.
And I know I chatted with Hannah about like, so you coming to Hios? And she's like, no, I don't want to travel. And I'm like, come on, this is like you're missing out. And I'm like, I'm still gonna hold it over her head that I think she missed out.
Yeah, she definitely did. And Nino as well.
Yeah.
Nino, if you're listening to this, don't think you didn't miss out as well.
Yeah, you missed out. It was fun.
We're gonna shit talk you as well.
Just start shit talking. Oh my god.
You're dumb for missing this.
Just the reign of Hannah is over. The rise of Nick is now. Yeah, so, no, that's great to hear. I also agree with you. Like I truly loved it simply because like Conquest did bring a lot of people together, and then we all chat about Conquest, and then as more things happened, we started chatting about other stuff. We started meeting everybody. People were hanging out and talking all the time. So it was quite great. Just
yeah,
it felt more like a retreat than like the World's tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
Like.
And I figured there would be more Conquest talk in general, because like it's the reason everyone's there. But as I said, after you get to know the people a bit more, you start talking about everything else. And of course, there's like a lot of stuff to talk about when everybody's from a different part of the world. So
I always find it funny when people are like, "So how's Canada?" I'm like, "It's fucking flat and cold, god damn it." So yeah. No, it's really good. Also, like, there was a ton of Conquest talk. There was those round tables we had. We were making fun of Brian, the Dwag player, that he was gonna kill Leo at one point. But it was fun times. I did have another question for you that I totally forgot. But I hope to be honest, I hope like we both make the run for Chios again. We both meet up again. We both hang out on the beach. There's a bit of me wants to actually go a bit earlier, just to spend more time with people, just to spend more time on the beach. Like, I myself personally, I felt like there's tons of camaraderie at Chios, but when it's picking up the dice to play the game, everyone was locked in and like laser focused. But once the game was over, everyone's hugging and shaking hands and having a great time.
Yeah,
it's a good event. What was your thoughts? Okay, so what was your thoughts on the travel to Chios? Like, I know I had to come across the ocean, but how was your travel from like Germany to Athens to Chios? Was it any problems, or was it just really smooth?
Mostly really smooth. The only thing that went wrong was I really should have spent more money on the seats, because tall people have it difficult with transport sometimes, and I think I posted the picture like POV or Nick on an airplane, and my knees are like to the sides of the seat in front of me. So that was a bit uncomfortable, but luckily the flights weren't too long. I think way there we traveled for a total of 5.5 hours, and like the first flight was 2 or 3 hours, second one half an hour.
Oh, okay.
And then for the way back, we didn't travel back to where we came from, because the changeover in Athens would have taken like 8 hours. So just so long that it's like really annoying, and sitting 8 hours or sitting at an airport for 8 hours is annoying. But not long enough where it's worth it buying a hotel for that. So we kind of booked a different flight, and then took the train the next day from the other city back home. The flight, everything went smoothly. We booked a hotel at the other town we went to. And then our way back home should have taken like 3 hours with the train. But German public transport, I guess in international context, it's still fairly good, but it's the Deutsche Bahn is like almost a meme amongst Germans, where everything that just goes wrong, and it should have taken like 3 hours. It took like 6 hours, and we had to look for different connections 5 times. So that was the only thing that went wrong, but that was like not really the actual flight to Chios. It was just the Deutsche Bahn being the Deutsche Bahn.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. I don't know. I feel like there's better space on a train than there is in a plane.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you ever? Is there a train that goes from Germany to Athens?
No, I didn't look it up.
I was actually looking at.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I was actually looking for cruises from Canada or America all the way to Athens. At one
Oh,
point. Yeah, because I was just like, fuck it. It'll
might
be
as
way
well
better.
make a huge vacation out of it. Sure,
Yeah.
that sounds like a cool time.
Maybe that's what I'll do next year. We'll just do the cruise ship of 2 weeks, practicing Conquest to Athens, and then get the plane ride over to Chios, and then be like, all right, here we go.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Hopefully the boat stays level. You just have the miniatures not move, but yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Playing
Alrighty.
Conquest on a cruise ship, a gust of wind comes along, and your Apex just flies into the ocean.
Oh my god. There's been chats of an idea. So there's we have what's called like the Polar Express, where you go from Winnipeg, Manitoba to Churchill, Manitoba, where all the polar bears are.
Mhm.
And that train ride I think like takes a day or two. So the idea was to have a tournament on the train over to Churchill. That's your day 1 playing games. See the polar bears, and then come back, and that's your day 2 of the tournament. Just, I think people. I don't know if people would like that or not, but I also don't know how
I would.
the stability of the tables on the train would be like.
Oh yeah.
Just clickety clack.
If the logistics work out, it sounds like a fun time.
Oh, there's just like funny and dumb ideas that it's just like this could work, maybe.
We sometimes, or we have like, it's almost a tradition by now. We've done it 2 years now, where we meet up at Nino's place, just like 5 of us, 5 friends, and just like play. Everyone plays against, or 6 people. Everyone plays against everyone else once, and then we just grill, and we have like some extra fun casual rules. Like this year, we had Bone Golem exchange students, where everybody got like 2 bone golems that they could add to any regiment, similar to auxiliary stance. But I kind of want more events like that as well. I love tournaments, but also like just some fun events where you play on the train or on a cruise ship or with extra rules sounds cool as well.
Well, there was a ton of alternate ways to play War Machine, just because of how that system worked and how list building worked. Like we had who's the boss, so like your Warcaster or Warlock would be replaced with a random one from a different faction, and you'd have to play whatever list you made with that caster instead. There was we played worst list, where you had to go out of your way to design the worst list possible, and you'd show up to a table with your opponent, and then you would swap lists and try to win. So it's like using some of the worst units in the game against each other. It's like, well, they work. We're doing stuff, but my god. I think we did who's the best colossal? So like you built a list, and then you got a random colossal from like a different faction that you could use. So there's a bunch of like fun stuff like that and different ways to play. I think there was one where you could build your own caster. There was the Thunderdome, where you just run 3 casters as a group and kind of like played like Mad Max Thunderdome against each other. It was kind of funny. So yeah, like depending on the system, the game itself allows for those different alternative play styles that are always fun to do every once in a while. A lot of people know my background is from War Machine, so every 2 or 3 tournaments we do one of those fun ones just to kind of like break up the monotony of it or like the tension, so people didn't feel like they were just grinding tournaments all day, like once a month kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, maybe there's a way to do it in Conquest, to be honest. Any of those fun tournaments, like to be honest, they can't be worth world points because they're just very much like wacky, crazy time.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that bounty board they released then?
Oh god, was it the one like the
A project
casual
fun.
play fun?
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, kind of needs a bit of extra work.
Yeah, like I don't. Go ahead.
I like the idea, but it seems like they just took the first thing they came up with. If it has like a number, they just pick a random number, and then just went with it without spending a second thought on it. I like the idea, but like some of the faction dependent stuff is just like either free or lose the game.
Yeah.
But
Just doing this stuff already.
like I think the Nords one was like have a Volva heal 5 wounds on a single regiment. Like not just in one turn, but like in total. It's just free.
Do that one spell cast. Like you could spam
Yeah.
that every turn, basically.
Yeah, my local Nords player does that every turn twice.
Yeah, I guess he has 2 Volvas, so like, yeah,
Yeah, he likes playing with 2 Volvas.
be good. Yeah, I know people were excited for it, but I haven't heard anyone actually using it a ton, and I also don't see it really being the way to go to get people to do quotes casual things. I don't think that's the way. Like weirdly enough, like casual stuff is just like you show up, you play the game, have some fun, whatever. The competitive players are like the players who are like looking for like how to optimize lists, how to make stuff better, how to have cleaner play, how to just play well, looking to do well in tournaments. Like some of the best competitive players are some of the nicest guys in the game and are super welcoming. And it's really weird where I've just found like some of the casuals are just like they're trying to spit on you because they're like you're competitive. I'm like what the fuck?
Yeah,
It's like I'm super nice. Leave me alone.
There's definitely like a cliche going around, and the people or some of the people who haven't had or haven't met the competitive scene yet kind of only think of that one cliche of the filthy, sweaty, try-hard competitive player, but
Yeah,
fortunately that's like not the way it actually is.
like Conquest isn't Warhammer. You're not gonna have the guy who's gonna. I've literally seen a guy have a screaming match with another guy over line of sight in Warhammer. I was like 2 tables away playing a game of War Machine years ago, and it was just like the dude is full blown screaming at him because he's like, "I can see," and he's like, "You can't see." And I'm watching them trying to get down, like get to eye level with the minis so they can draw a true line of sight. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. When I read the AOS rules, I was like really surprised they still use true line of sight because it felt like, oh god, the people are just gonna argue about that forever.
Yeah,
there was like a story at my old store in the city I used to live in where they had like 2 Warhammer players arguing about line of sight and stuff like that. And it went so far that one of the guys, like he said, "Yeah, but I can draw line of sight. I see like the one antenna on your miniature there." And the other guy just picked up his miniature, broke off the antenna, and put it back down.
Nice. Oh my god. Yeah, I like to be honest, I hate true line of sight. Just fucking use lines and like just Yep. I always remember yeah, it's rough. I've seen more stuff out of Warhammer. Like I played War Machine a ton. There was only I would say 2 times in War Machine where I ever had a bad experience. One of them was against a newer player who played a ton of other systems, but was just getting into War Machine. And we're playing like the starter box stuff, and he just kind of ran and spread out really far. So I just kind of killed each of his stuff one by one. And he's like, "Of course you won. You're a veteran." And I'm like, "Dude, you just played really bad. Like, what do you want from me?" Like, and I told him, like,
of course you won. You knew what you were doing. That's unfair.
Yeah, like that. This is dumb. Like, have your stuff closer together to protect your caster, and don't have them stranded by themselves. And then another guy was that guy. Like, he's just a menace. And I think he actually got kicked out of the group before I joined. This is like back when I was 19, and he kind of tried to wiggle his way back in, and we played a game because no one wanted to play him, and I didn't know who he was. And it was just like really combative and just being like, "Oh, I can do this." I'm like, "I don't think so. This is an open information game. Can I see your card really quick?" He's like, "No." And I'm like, "It's an open information game. Just let me see." And I like look at it, read it, and I'm like, "No, you can't. It says right here." Like, it's not how that works. Yeah. And he's just, it's like, dude, it's a freaking, like, you're playing with action figures. You're playing with war dollies. Like, calm down. And then I never saw him again, and it was just like, all right.
Yeah.
One of the adults went over and told him to get out of there. But it's just like that's and like in Conquest, I've had two or three experiences over like the various hundreds of games I played. Like one guy was just like like slow playing me, and I didn't really care because I was up on points. And then the clock got called, and he's like, "Oh, I win because of X, Y, and Z," and I'm like, "Ow, you're not on any of the zones. You haven't been on the zones for the past 4 turns." He's like, "Yeah, but I'll just kill this and this and this." I'm like, "You do recall that I also get plays, right? If we're gonna go that way." So it was like, even then, that's gonna take a turn. That's gonna take a turn. And there's turn 10. Like, have fun, man.
Yeah.
One of them, there was one game where it was just so awful. I actually almost decided to take the loss because I just didn't want to play this guy anymore.
Yeah, that's so far I've only had one game that I didn't enjoy. But I've heard Nino also had the experience where he was just so annoyed by his opponent arguing all the time that even though he was ahead, he just surrendered.
Well, it's just not worth it.
Wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I play this game for fun. The goal is to, I guess the goal is to have fun. The objective is to win. But if you're not having fun, what's the point?
Exactly. It's a hobby. You're doing this in your free time to have fun and not to yell at other people because you want to win.
I don't need the ego points. I'm perfectly content. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
There's that controversial BonkTable everyone wanted. So let's get into another topic. Let's talk about your list at Chios. So you played Uroni. Why'd you pick Uroni?
I don't have my list anymore right now. I'll just do it from memory in a second.
Oh, don't worry.
I played. Your list. Okay. You came prepared.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Well, I found it on the Parabellum website. Hold on. Let me send you the name of your own list, and you can read that out for me.
Oh yeah, hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my Kami. Prepare to die.
Yeah, but also describe what you drew there.
Oh god, it's like an ASCII art guy with a sword pointing it, and he almost looks like a frog though.
I remember looking at this list when they got revealed, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, I played Uroni because I didn't feel like playing Spirus. They just didn't feel good, and were doing poorly in the meta as well at that point. And also, like as I mentioned before that, I played a bit of OD before that because I got bored of Spirus. And the reason why I picked Uroni then was because I was also bored of OD. And both Spirus and OD were doing poorly in the current meta, and I was bored of them, so fuck it, why not as well? Why not just play the new faction that I just bought that's also doing well, of course, as well? And yeah, I didn't feel like playing the other stuff.
No, that's fair. Also, Uroni, before the September update, was pretty good.
Yeah. Like slightly above average, just like a teeny tiny bit.
Just a teeny tiny bit? Is that what you're just a little bit?
Yeah, just like the smallest bit, but like not in a unfair way or not not too much. Just just slightly above average. They were, of course, really good.
Who was who was top dog at Chios? What was the top faction then?
Sorcerer Kings.
Oh yeah, 100% was Sorcerer Kings.
Yeah, we argued before that. Hannah, Nino, and I argued a bit before that what we think is like the stronger faction between Sorcerer Kings and Uroni. And Nino and I both said, yeah, like if the Sorcerer King's player knows what he's doing, it's like almost unwinnable for the other player. So he and I agreed. We both thought SK were stronger. Hannah, of course, thought differently because she owns SK and we own Uroni. But of course, we can also say it the other way around. Nino and I own Uroni and not SK. So of course, we were all biased.
Good. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yep.
But also, if SK is run by a very good player at the most competitive event for this game in the world. Man, maybe they'll win the whole thing. Just saying. I don't know. Like, okay. So let's talk about your list though. Do you have it up, or do you want me to send it to you? I could probably just send it.
Oh yeah, sure. You can just send me the link.
Hopefully this will work. There you go.
Yep. Yeah, that works.
Cool. Let's go over your list because you're running once again. You're only running one spider, right?
Yeah, I was only running one spider.
Okay, so go through your list for me, please. You can say the names.
Yes, sir.
I think everyone has figured out I'm very bad at saying any name that isn't just like pure English.
Yeah, I was running one Yorugumo Mahotsu, like the Healy spellcasting spider, with double Tengu Ayakashi, a Kitsune as my warlord, of course the Kitsune Bakazu, with Trial of Hakari Ishi in a regiment of 3 Kami Ayakashi, 1 Kappabushi, 1 Origami Warrior.
That's we call that a big brick.
Yeah, the big tenacious brick. 2 regiments of Domaro Damashi, a daimyo with Chi in a regiment of 3 Origami Warriors, and 2 more Tengu Bushis on top.
Sweet. So what was your game plan with the list? Like, why did you build this list? Like, I could tell you my thoughts, but I want to hear from you. That's what everyone's here for. It's all about you, Nick.
It's fun. No.
Nice, in depth.
In-depth review of my list. The plan was, I figured I might as well abuse the light scoring that Yoroni have with the daimyo in the Origami Warriors. The Origamis were, of course, also with Lethal Demise, they benefit a lot from Chi, from the daimyo. Failing Fury Resolve tests, of course, means you can abuse the Lethal Demise a bit more. And also, he's the more offensive character. I mean, of course, you could also put a Kitsune in there, but you need a Chi character for the Trial of Hakari Ishi item. So that's why I went with the daimyo and not the Oyabun. Because flank on a light is not worth as much.
Yeah.
And I figured I'd rather have the extra damage output. The 2 regiments of Tengubushi are just as fast scorers for turn 2. And of course, also they, with fluid formation from the Kitsune, they can also, of course, have a fairly decent threat range, and their damage output is pretty nice for the points. We had the Kitsune Bakazu with the Trial of Hakari Ishi, of course, in the Kami block, because it's fucking busted. Straight up, just like the Tenacious 2, Evasion 2 with way too many wounds and a spider that can boost them is just really good. Of course, the Kitsune in the regiment of the Kamis, because she can give them fluid formation. And you can have a really good threat range with that.
Yeah. One of the big things I noticed about Yoroni is that there's a lack of unstoppable in the faction.
Yeah.
So that Fu fluid solves that problem of getting your regiments into the fight.
Exactly, especially with the regiment that has a total of 6 stands, where you can just, like, you can really abuse the fluid formation reform with that. Or, well, could. Not anymore. Yeah, Kami, because they're just tanky, a stand-off Kappabushi and Origami Warrior in there. The Kappabushi is just, like, good bang for the buck. It's 5 attacks, slash 3, flurry, cleave 1 is just good damage output for Yoroni. And the Origami, because I didn't have any points left anymore for a second Kappabushi stand. And I figured the Origami is also just cheap extra wounds.
Yeah, and they're lethal.
Yeah, they're lethal. If the enemy focuses you correctly, you can lose like 1 stand before the regiment actually does anything. So might as well pick the stand that has like the cheapest wounds. And also can punch back and is the easiest to heal back with the spider. So that's why I went with the Origami in there as well. To the Damashi because I just enjoy playing them. The damage output is just fucking amazing for the points.
Yeah, 140, flash 2, flurry with 6 attacks. Also,
it's just
unstoppable. This is good.
Yeah,
They also look
something
good.
you don't usually have. Yeah, the model is just amazing. The first regiment I built was a pain in the ass to assemble, though. The second regiment was a bit better. So yeah, they look amazing. They allow you to have more light pressure, so you don't just get pushed off the battlefield too early. And the damage output, of course, is also just amazing. And then the Ryugumo Mahotsu, of course, for like the support she offers is amazing. She's also really durable for like 18 wounds, defense 3, evasion 2 or 3, depending on if you've activated her with Mu. Of course, Tenacious on top. So she's just an amazing support unit, especially for the Kami, because once they reach defense 4, Tenacious 2, it's just really difficult to deal with.
Yep.
And
I hate her. I hate the big Kami block. They've always been annoying.
Yep. And of course, like to finish off the list, 2 regiments of Tengu Ayakashi, because I wanted to mix Bushi and Ayakashi. I liked having a bit more flexibility, not just go all in on Bushi, but also have some ranged pressure. Yeah, that's like the reasoning behind all of the units. And the game plan is just try to score early with the daimyo in origamis, because like they're really difficult to deny as well, because it's like 6 stands in the zone, 3 of those are scoring. So considering it's a light unit, the opponent usually doesn't have an answer to that. The big Kami block somewhere in the center of the battlefield, because like it can take all of the hate the opponent has and just say, haha, yeah, you're not doing any damage. I usually like having the spider somewhere between both of the regiments, because the origamis also benefit a lot from her support, and then just use the rest to flexibly to score somewhere, to secure your flanks, or to extend some pressure.
No, I get that. I've seen this matchup a couple times, and I feel like you're playing kind of what was I would dub like classic Uroni. What's like the blocks with the Healy spider. We saw a variant of this with the double spider from Saxon. I don't think we saw anyone running like MSU spam Uroni. What's another way to play it? What I also think has its merits as well. I've been recording, so for listener, I've been recording all the Amulet D20 list reviews, and I believe there was a player there who actually took MSU spam Uroni, and I'm kind of curious how well they do, because it's like a different play style. Like you kind of have maxing out spiders, take big bricks, spam MSUs. It seems to be like the 3 archetypes for Uroni.
Mm.
And I think they all have merits in various places. But
a thought that I had with my list was I'm used to playing like lots of MSUs. Back in the day, I used to play like 14 card Spires lists every now and then. And that was like when I wanted to just auto-activate my opponent by a lot. I think I usually played like 12, 13 cards. And I just felt uncomfortable going lower than 10 cards. Or lower than 11 cards, sorry. And I saw a lot of the other players, Uroni players on Chios had, I think I was the one with the most cards with my 11 cards, so I didn't want to get auto-activated by a lot. So that's why I also went with a few with 1 or 2 extra cards compared to the others.
Yeah, that's fair. The thing like with Brick Uroni is that they can take the hit and then just grind it down and win that fight and keep pushing. So unless their opponent is running around killing all their MSUs off, they tend to like punch up really well with their bricks and still have a card advantage as the game goes. If they lose that brick for any reason, like, and especially if it's too early, it kind of opens them up to a lot more problems.
Yeah.
But
like when Hana does 28 wounds with an MSU of Chosen of Death.
What the fuck, Hana? Like, calm down.
Yeah, her dice are blessed for her. If I didn't know her any better, I'd say they're weighted, but I know her well enough to know that they're not.
Have you tried rolling them just to see what happens?
Yeah. I tried touching them, but they have like some kind of cursed spell on them, and my hand still hurts.
Nice. Oh, that's funny. All right. So tell me about your first matchup. Who'd you play into round one?
Yeah, I had the when I went to Chios, I figured, yeah, there's like a few matchups I don't want to play. Um, Especially I don't want to play against Sorcerer Kings. And round one, I played against Potweez with his Sorcerer Kings.
Oh,
So I was lucky enough to immediately get the twice by now world championship with the faction I don't want to play against in round one.
God damn it!
But yeah, that was, oh well, shit. At least I know I get a good SOS. But it was like it was an incredibly pleasant. He was such a joy to play with. Such a nice player, really relaxed. So yeah, that game, of course, I lost. Obviously, I played it a bit too defensively. I should have pushed it more aggressively and pressured him more. And SK just, if you don't pressure them enough, they just steamroll you. So that was my mistake in that game.
Yeah, it gives them time to set up with all their rituals and get into the right spot to just throw fireballs at you until you die. I heard, I think it was with his last game into Camille, he rolled 30 dice with his flamecasters and ended up with like 45 hits.
Yeah, I think that was in the one before his last game, and then in the last game, his flamecasters did like across the game a total of 140 hits or something like that.
Jesus, was he like tracking them on an app or something? Oh my god!
I don't know. I think Camille said that he did like 140 hits in total.
God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I also know Podwas. I'm pretty sure he played 3 Euroni players. Like he kept he kept just walking into Euroni players, and his list is literally designed to kill Euroni. I think he played 3 Euroni and 1 Woodrune or something like that. It was just like, what the fuck? Well,
lucky guy.
But I mean,
of course, there were a lot of.
Go ahead.
Of course, there were also a lot of Euroni players there. I'm glad I dodged that matchup because it feels like that matchup would probably just be a tank fight.
Yeah.
Where it was not too much happening. But of course, the Euroni players, of course, also ended up placing fairly well on the leaderboard. So
yeah, what did you get? You got 7th. That's actually really good, man. Good job.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, there is. What is it?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4 Euronian players in the top 10. No, there are. Yeah, you were 7th. There's all the Euronian players were in the top 8.
Yep.
Yeah, that might give people an idea of what's going on with the faction.
Yep. So of course the person who wins all his games plays against the faction that's like the most present across the winning brackets.
Yeah.
Of course, it's still unfortunate. I mean, you placed second, right?
I did. I played 1 Euroni and then dodged Sorcerer Kings.
Congrats on that. Second place is impressive as heck.
Yeah, to be honest, I was expecting to go 2-2. I would have been very happy with 2-2 as a record. I was also sweating and super stressed day 2 because I had gone 1 in a draw, and the guys were telling me like, if you win your 2 next games, you can get second, and if for some reason Podwas ties or loses, you could weirdly enough become first. I'm like, please don't put that on me. Don't put that on me.
Oh god. Yeah, no pressure, but
so it was so wild. I was like, oh my god, I was a wreck day 2, but I straightened myself out and played some of the best games I'd ever played and got my wins. So like, sorry for your loss into Podwas, but he is the world champion twice.
Yeah.
So there is a
so I get to say like
at the end. Was it a consolation prize? Yeah, there's a consolation prize of he is the best player in the world, and he's proven it twice.
I get to say like half of my losses at the World Championship were to the world champion. So yeah, that's at least it's something.
No, that's
but
you've earned that.
In the end, I went into the tournament thinking, my goal is playing 2-2. But if I just win a single game, or even if I lose all the games, I'm happy. I'm still at the World Championship right now, so there's like no shame in being the worst player amongst the best players. You're still amongst the best players.
Yeah, like everyone there earned their spot through all their games.
Yeah,
and like the year leading up and has shown their skill. Like if they were not here, they wouldn't be good enough to attend this. Every single player here is good enough, and also is like a phenomenal player and should be watched out. Like I heard a story, like Brandon Netherton, the Wadroon player, who was my round 3. He went 1-3 at Chios. Super nice guy. Would love to play him again. His buddies back in the UK were like ribbing on him and just being mean. They're like, "Oh, you're not very good." He went 5-0 at London GT. Like he's earned his spot. Like
kind of reminds me of like the when people watch sports and they're like, "Yeah, that player is really fucking shit," and the person sitting in front of the TV is just like the most unfit neckbeard person ever, and just judging other people who are way better than them and calling them shit. It's I mean, they're still playing amongst the best players ever, so
yeah,
they can't be shit.
I always remember the story of this one basketball player who was like basically permanently a bench warmer, and people were being rude to him, and so he set up a pickup game where they came out and he would like play like half court ball with them, and he just like mopped the floor with everybody. It's like, no, I'm just here to like replace anyone when they get hurt. Still a good player, but everyone else is better. Like he knows what his job is.
When people badmouth people, like the players who are just the bench warmers, kind of reminds me of the people who, wasn't there like some meme about people saying they could fight a bear?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just that, but with sports.
Your best, like, you could fight a black bear to tell it, like, to get it to go away. A grizzly bear, you gotta curl up into a ball, and hopefully it gets bored and leaves you alone. A polar bear, just pray to God. The bullet is for you, not for the bear. And I'm not lying about that one. Like, it'll be way quicker if you just shoot yourself.
Yeah, I've heard like polar bears are one of the few animals that actually view humans as a source of food. I think I've heard something like that.
I've told this story. I've told this story before, where when I had to take polar bear training, the polar bear will get within like about 30 to 100 yards, and it'll stand up on its hind legs and like run at you like a man, and you'll shoot the polar bear, and you'll like blow off the top of its head, but its adrenaline is still coursing through its body, where it has about 60 seconds to still get to you and kill you before it dies of blood loss. If you try to use bear mace on a polar bear, it has a second filament over its eyes for when it swims underwater, so it just completely negates it. So like, it is the apex predator.
That is fucking terrifying. Also, polar bear training is like the most Canadian thing ever. I'm not surprised you have it, but I didn't expect it.
Yeah, well, I was up at one job in above the Arctic Circle, and we got the warning that a polar bear was 1 kilometer within the work area. So they shut the entire site down, and the only person who's allowed to go outside is the bear monitor, and he's just sitting by the door with his gun, and it's like, "Well, you gonna go check?" He's like, "Fuck no." Yeah.
I mean, he knows a lot about the bear, so he knows he shouldn't go out there.
Nope. And the polar bear was stalking the camp, like, just going around it in circles and slowly getting closer, and eventually they sent out a helicopter to try and scare it away.
Polar bear knowledge, exactly the reason why people listen to this podcast.
Yeah, you want to learn about polar bears? Like, I've had enough like close calls with bears. There was one time where I was packing up my gear from work, and I put it into the truck, hopped into the seat, and then a bear walks out of the forest right where all my gear was set up, and I'm like, "Oh, cool!" I'm turning the vehicle on and driving away.
Yeah, understandable.
Like, oh, that was really close. We're good.
Yeah, I'm glad I live in Germany now.
Just, who's it? Apex Chinchilla. He's like, something that fluffy has to be adorable. It's like, no, they fucking stink.
Yeah.
There's like,
Yeah.
just don't go near that thing. But anyway, let's get into your round 2. We had our polar bear, we had our bear intermission. Who'd you play round 2?
I think his name was Kyle. I also said it on Chios. I'm incredibly bad with the names, so if I offend any of you by not remembering your name, too bad.
Tell them to go
no,
themselves.
I'm sorry. He, of course, also played SK.
Yeah, he's the American Sorcerer Kings player.
Yeah, so going from thinking to myself, yeah, I don't want to play against SK, and then the first 2 matches were SK. I don't. The game was really fun. I think it was like a lot of weird rolls as well. Where he did a lot of what was the one ritual called where everybody gets you just pick one enemy regiment and it gets hits, and everything within like 8 inches of that also gets hits. Spiteful Winds?
It's Spiteful Winds, and it's supposed bullshit spell. Or sorry, bullshit ritual in Sorcerer Kings, because it's just like, oh, you got like 4 health left on a D1 stand in the back that's scoring? No, you don't.
Yeah, that's he played a lot of that, and I pretty much just ate all of it. It's just, oh yeah, okay, I get to defend twice here. Oh cool, I defend all of those. Oh, and these guys take X hits. Yeah, nah, I defended all of those as well. So it was like really weird where the Spiteful Winds didn't do anything, but then also his like one single stand of sword dancers with a character attached one-shot my Yorogumo, my spider. So spider. Yeah, that was a really weird game, and that one I think I won. Yeah, I won that one. It kind of looked like I would run out of steam. It was head-to-head, so kill points, of course. It looked like I'd lose somewhere around turn 10, but then I thought about the game again and I figured, oh yeah, I'd lose if only he killed stuff, and I would have killed his warlord next turn if he hadn't run out of time. So it was a really close call. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. I think the time on Chios was also, per game was also shorter than what I'm used to. So in Germany, we play like 2.5 hours, and the first 2 rounds were like 2 hours 15, and you weren't allowed to start another round in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, so I know round 1 they did 2:15, but I think I'm glad they changed it to 2:30. Supposedly round 2 they did 2:30. I don't know if time got called on my game or my opponent just gave up at the end, because I know at the last, like, when we stopped playing, he had like 1 regiment left, and it was kind of like I had taken over the rest of the table, so it wasn't really gonna matter. But I know for my round 1, I ended up with a tie because of the time limit, and I would have liked to play out that game and get to round 10 with Camille, because I was really curious of where that goes, and that was actually like a really close, fun game. But yeah, I believe they did bring it out to 2:30, but I also believe they did do that weird thing where, like, if there's 10 minutes left, you can't start a new round, and I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I think some of the people said, fuck it, and just did another round anyway, because it's like, we got 5 activations each, we should be able to pound this out. It's all, like, Clash stuff.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, like, the last half an hour of the 2 hours, 30 minutes is, like, usually where, if you have a game that's running close on time, it's always like the last few minutes where the most stuff happens.
Yeah,
and it was also the only game where, yeah, and it was also like the only game where we ran out of time. So that was unfortunate. It could have gone either way in the end. Would have been interesting to see how it would have went.
But you did win that one, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I did win it.
So nice job. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Did you stand up and you were like pounded your chest or what?
No. I am not. I'm tall, but I'm like a what's it called?
Skinny.
I can't think
Bean
of the
sprout?
English. Yeah, bean sprout. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's just the word I wanted to say. So yeah, not too much chest there to pound.
You can just like flap your arms together and use them as like PVC pipe, where they make a sound whenever you clang two PVC pipes together with your arms.
Do the inflatable tube wiggly arm dude.
The wacky waving arm flailing
Yeah.
tube man. Oh my god. Well, congratulations. So how did you feel after day one? Like, one win, one loss, both into Sorcerer King, so you're getting your bad matchups out of the way now.
I think at the end of the first day, I was a bit worried I'd have to play against Sorcerer Kings again.
On three times in a row?
Yeah, because there was I think one or two Sorcerer King players also went 1-1. So I was a bit worried that I'd have to play against SK in the third round as well. But other than that, it's just I was more relaxed after the first day than I was before that. Of course, I was also exhausted, but by then I knew what was coming. I met all the people. I knew how they were in game as well. So, kind of, yeah, just went into the second day being a bit more calm than on the first day.
Oh, that's good to hear, man. So who was your round 3 matchup then?
That was Peter with his 100k with the
gray 100k.
Yeah, the gray K.
This poor guy just wanted a fully painted army that looked nice,
and then he just can't play it. Yeah, but I mean, props to him. He assembled his army in 1 day, so that's an impressive feat.
Yeah. Well, I think he had help from Leo and Reese who came in, but he was also building the army the same day he had gotten there, because I think he was there early and Andrew had to go pick the army up from the Parabellum warehouse, because Andrew was staying in Athens for about 4 or 5 days before Chios. Then brought it over, and then Peter started building it as everyone was kind of like coming onto the island, getting the rooms, everyone's meeting each other. I know he also stayed behind from the tour, like the Mesna tour, and just built his army with Reese and Leo. So, no, kind of sucked, but also not the worst. It's a nice beach.
Yeah, it's a nice beach and nice company. So I guess he also had some interesting talking with the people from Parabellum. So at least it's something, but still, he missed out on a cool bus trip on the tourist program. So
it was so funny. The girlfriend was making fun of us because she's like, "Oh, you guys fell asleep on the bus at some point." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm tired. What do you want from me?" So how was that game into Peter? He's playing 100k. He's playing horses.
Yep.
Must have been really exciting to see that.
Yeah. It went. I lost that game. In the end, I think there were some. Of course, he played it really well as well, but there were some dice rolls that didn't go as expected, and I didn't plan around that properly. So, I lost 2 initiative rolls in a row, even though I had the bonus. And then I didn't, on the second round, I didn't plan my deck accordingly. And should have just put Foo on the top, both of the top cards. But somehow I just expected to win the roll and didn't put Foo on top, so things went differently than I expected, and then I had to take a charge that I wanted to do with the fluid formation reform to have that be an auto charge. So I had to take the charge. That was a charge on the 2. Of course, I rolled a 1. So yeah, rolling 2 supremacy rolls in a row and then failing the charge on the 2, and then the origami warriors with the daimyo got one shot by the household knights. That was, of course, a bit unfortunate, but also I should have planned that better. I didn't plan around failing rolls or failing the supremacy rolls, and that was a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Fellas, even if you have the advantage on the supremacy roll, don't expect to win it.
I can tell you there have been games where I've won the supremacy roll on round 1 or turn 1, and then won the supremacy roll on turn 10.
Yeah.
And
I think against
I hate this.
I think against Matthias as well in the first round. I also only won the supremacy roll in round 7. I think that was the only round where I won that.
Yeah, but by that point, it doesn't matter because you've lost so much.
Yeah. Of course, I don't want to imply that I only lost that because the rolls didn't go accordingly.
No, you have
the
to.
players were still no. Of course, the only times I ever lose are because of bad luck. No, of course, Peter and Matthias in the first round, even with the failed supremacy rolls, they played it really well, so they earned their victory. Yeah. So props to them.
I know Peter has played, like, leading up to Chios, he was practicing that list a lot because like him and Carl had talked a lot where Carl was pretty sure that Sorcerer Kings and Euroni were going to be the top dogs at Worlds.
Yep.
Yeah, they were right. But also he was like, weirdly enough, 100k feudal order list kind of can deal with Euroni and Sorcerer Kings to an extent than a lot of other factions. Like, I was talking with Carl the other day, and he wanted to play Nords for Worlds, but because of how strong Euroni and Sorcerer Kings were, and that Nords has no matchup into Sorcerer Kings, he couldn't take Nords. Because he wants to make the play to win. I know some people there were also, like, wanted to make the play to just do decent or do well. But there was for sure a couple, like 4 or 5 guys who wanted to be, like, number 1. And I don't blame them for making the run. Like, that's a very difficult ladder to climb. There's a lot of players there who are very, very good at the game. Yeah. Well, is there anything, like, any takeaways from after playing that 100k list with Peter, who just kind of started using the power of horse?
Takeaways. Learned? Yeah, definitely around planning the thing. I was greedy for the chi buff on the block, lost the initiative, and then didn't plan around that. So there was definitely a takeaway from that to once again, don't brain fart and keep thinking about both possibilities, even the one that's less likely.
Okay. Sweet. Well, so far you're 1 and 2, and we already know the result.
Yep. The last game was against Carlos with his Wadroon.
The Spaniard.
Yes, the Spaniard. And yeah, we know the results. I won that one. He played a very fun list, I think. Like really heavy on the heavies. He had like 2 Raptor Riders, I think just 1 Winglord as his only medium. No, he also had some Blooded or Braves.
Hold on, and we can pull up these lists. That's the funny thing about this whole event.
Yeah.
Carlos, he was a super nice guy.
Just everyone I met.
He's playing Speaker's Wadroon, Thunder Chieftain, Double Thunder Rider, Blooded
Double
Contour,
Apex.
and he gets into a Winglord Predator, Double Raptor Rider, Double Apex. So it's not a ton of cards. Also 5 heavy. This is the 5 heavy list. Yeah. We had chats about this list where if he gets all his heavies in on 3, he's going to be a menace.
Yeah. Luckily for me, he didn't. So yeah, that game was fairly quick. Because most of his stuff, of course, arrived a bit too late. I think the Tauntor arrived by the time I had already dealt with both Thunder Riders and both Raptor Riders.
Oh wow! So you're just kind of going right in there.
Yeah, he played it carefully at first, and then I could. It was really unexpected and weird to out-activate my opponent with Euroni. But that's what happened, and I mean, Euroni can take the punch, but if they are also the one out activating you, then yeah, there's not too much you can do to save yourself.
He's only 10 cards.
Yeah, and
So
like,
you're up there.
yeah, and I could just pick off his stuff. He did a fairly risky dive with his Winglord Predator on turn 3. That got him an early lead, but at the same time, his Winglord was so deep into my back line by then, that he did get a charge clash on one regiment of Tengubushi. But the Spider could heal those back, and yeah, those Tengubushis ended up winning the fight with some support from Ayakashis.
Mm. I
Um,
have dubbed the Ayakashis as the flying chariots.
yeah, that's really fitting.
They're effectively like the same output as chariots, same speed as chariots. They cost a bit more, but they fly,
Yep.
and it's like, yeah, this is what they're doing.
They're flying chariots, yeah. So yeah, I could just pick off his stuff fairly well and out-activate him by a lot, and then yeah, things just went downhill for him.
Hmm. Were you worried about anything in his list, or were you worried about all 5 heavies coming on turn 3?
Yeah, I was a bit worried about that, because shortly before that, I played against Nino with a giant heavy city states list.
Okay.
And I played my Spirus, and my reinforcement rolls went so well that even though he had like I think he had like 7 giants or titans, and he still outscored me turn 2 because I just couldn't get anything on the battlefield. So I was a bit worried that something like that could happen again. But at the same time, that game against Nino, I was playing Spires that fall apart more easily than Euroni. So yeah, I was a tiny bit worried, but not too much.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you did well. I'm glad you didn't get attacked by the 5 dino. Or the 5 heavier. Yeah, well, no, they're all dinos. There's people riding them at various points.
Yeah, exactly. All except for the blooded. But we don't talk about those.
No, they're just there to sit in the back and score zones, let's be honest.
Yeah, they're just like the cheerleaders, the emotional support blooded.
The emotional support blooded. Hey, you got any blood for me? Oh yeah, don't you worry. Oh,
they're like the pets for the Apex.
So you went 2-2. You came 7th. What is a good spot to come in, especially at Chios. To be honest, I think you did really well. I think you brought a really good list, a really solid list. I do like your little bit of change up to go to the 11th card, just because it makes it like more smoother for you to play. I think that did help you, especially in this matchup with the Wadroon, where you just out-carded Wadroon. Gave you that advantage. But how did you find the event overall at the end there?
Fucking amazing. It's just at the end of the first day, where we had like the tourist day and the bus tour, I wasn't in the mood for a tournament because it just felt like vacation, and I was just so relaxed and figured, I have to think tomorrow. I don't want to think. But it was just amazing. The vacation part was incredible. The island was really pretty. The people were pretty much the best part about the whole trip. Got along great with everyone. Had some amazing talks, so that was really good. And the games, of course, were also just so fun. It's really nice to have like the combination of a good player, but also somebody who plays like really nicely, and a tournament where you know that every single person challenges you, but also isn't a dick about it. So that was just perfect.
It's one of those perfect tournaments where it's like, you won because you took opportunities. There's a bit of luck with the dice rolls. You positioned your stuff well, because everyone there has earned their spot there, and everyone was super friendly. It was great. I want to go again. To be honest, I was like, oh, I'll go this year. We'll see if I go again next year. Now I'm just like, god damn it, now I have to go again. So we'll see how that pans out. But hopefully I'll see you there as well.
Yeah, whilst I didn't play the tournaments here in Germany because I wanted to go to Chios, that is now my goal.
Yeah, now
It wasn't last year, but now it's my goal.
Yeah, but now you have to beat Hannah consistently because she keeps taking #1 spot in Germany.
Yeah, well, if she doesn't go anyway, so I don't have to beat her.
Yeah, but what if she decides to?
I'll just next time we talk, I'll just say, yeah, I lied on the podcast. It was everything was shit. No, don't go, Hannah. It was everything was just so bad. The people were horrible. The weather was way too hot. Well, the weather was a bit
everywhere.
too hot, but also yeah.
The freaking island of feral cats. So many.
So many cats. And you kind of almost felt bad for the cats because they looked so scrawny.
Yeah, but they're probably there's probably no mice on that island anywhere.
Yeah.
So they're doing something. Okay.
I mean, they were begging for food a lot, so I guess they get some.
There was that one big cat when someone threw some food out at one of the restaurants, and this big orange tomcat showed up and pushed all the other cats out of the way and ate the food and left. It was like, oh
no!
It's like, oh, I see what's going on here.
Yep.
That guy was funny. Oh, so thank you very much. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Can't really think of anything. I think we've said pretty much everything there is to say.
Sweet.
The event was amazing. It's been incredible finally meeting all the people, even though like for half of them I don't remember their online name.
That's fine.
And thank you a lot for inviting me as well.
No problem.
Been really cool.
You're a fantastic person. You're a fantastic player. I'm glad we became friends. I do love every time you would walk behind me and you would tap one of my shoulders and I would like spin around and you'd be over the other side. But then I started to catch on. But because you're so goddamn tall and you have so goddamn lanky arms, you'd already be like 5-10 steps away. And I'm like, God damn it.
I do that with my girlfriend as well, and she's or every now and then, and she's caught onto it by now. So I started doing the double reverse where I'm actually on the I tap her right shoulder, she knows and turns to the left, but I'm actually on the right.
You're a monster.
You will never be safe.
Yeah, the shoulder tapping is real. Oh my god. Well, is there anything you want to plug? Like, do you want to shout out a store or an event that's coming up or anything like that?
Yeah, sure. If anybody here is listening from Europe, there's a cool 2-day tournament coming up at in Duisburg, the same place I mentioned where we had the fairly large tournament in February. And the upcoming tournament is on the 8th of November. And there's up to 64 players. So far, 42 have pre-registered. Nice. And it would be really cool if we get more international people or just people from Germany or anyone. We're just glad to meet everyone, and it would be cool if we could somehow fill the 64 players. So, if you're...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So if you're open on the 8th and 9th of November, it's our second 2-day tournament here in Germany. Feel free to visit.
Nice. Do you want to give me, how do I say this? The website info, like I'll throw it in the description below so people who can like hop in and grab that off the description of the YouTube video and the Discord or not the blah 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 words. Oh, there you go. You sent it to me. All right, so the information will be in the description below. There we go.
Yep. It's unfortunately all the German tournaments are organized through a website called Tabletop Turniere, and it looks fucking horrendous, and it's a bit confusing.
Hold on, let me.
It looks like something straight up from early 2000s.
It's like Newgrounds, but bad.
Yeah, it's not the prettiest, and it's a bit confusing sometimes. But I'm sure if you have any questions about the website and how to actually register, you can just ask in the German channel in the official Conquest Discord.
Should I also link the German channel as well?
Yeah, go ahead. It's like the self-help page for this.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right. Well, I do want to thank you for coming on. You're
Thank you for
a
having
fantastic person, and I'm glad we met, and I'm glad we chatted about Conquest, and just bring it on, talking about your community, your meta, and yourself and also getting to Chios. I hope we see each other again at Chios. You just gotta, you know what? You just gotta secure your win by beating up Hannah enough that you claim that number one spot. Don't let her even look at that number one spot.
I'll try my best.
Yeah. All right. So with that, thank you for everyone for watching / listening. You can find this podcast on YouTube, Spotify, podcasts, iTunes, wherever else you get your podcast. Podbean. The Germans really like Podbean, and they keep messaging me about it, and it's on Podbean. So you're good. If you also want, you can like and subscribe for the YouTube channel, or join us in the BonkTable Discord. Nick is also there, so if you want to bother him outside of Germany or outside the international Discord, you can get him there. I don't know if he likes it or not, but that's up to him. He's an adult. So with that, thank you. Everyone have a great day. Bye.
Bye.